How about you, Ragusa? I'm not entirely sure, but I think I just heard Yuri say that he learned from me. I heard that. And then he said I had muscle. I thought I heard that, but at this age, my hearing is going. Before I begin, I want to very quickly call out a couple that's in the crowd. You know, one of the best things about my job is that I get to get out and meet the real American heroes. The people who are creating the jobs, the people who are driving the economy, the people who actually are the lifeblood of the American way of life. And tonight, I've had the pleasure of meeting again, and it's been a long while, Claudia Urdinola and her husband, Bruce Robertson. Let me tell you a little bit about these two. Now, some time ago, we hosted something called Green Builds Business. Claudia attended the class, and she won a grant where we provided a consultant to her to consult her on her business. She took that consultant's advice and put it into a strategy that helped her start her first business. She started a company or a ranch called Butterfly Hill Ranch. From that, they grew, and they grew, and they grew, and they are just about to open a winery to join the Tennessee and Nashville Wine District, the first one owned by a Latina. It gets better. It gets better. Claudia is the first Latina in the history of the state to win the USDA grant for the meat and the products that they produce on Butter Hill Ranch. And once again has made history in this part of the country. That's leadership, that's Claudia, and that's Bruce. Thank you for being here. I just want to come back and go to the winery. That's what I do. Yuri, thank you for the great introduction. Before I continue, I want to commend your organization again for earning your CTI certification. And once again, for winning the USHCC Chamber of the Year Award at our national convention. Felicidades, Yuri. As we wrap up the final Chamber Training Institute of 2017, I also want to acknowledge my esteemed counterparts. Beginning with Susan Allen. She is the President and CEO of the U.S. Pan-Asian American Chamber of Commerce. She is a voice for our community. She has led the way long before people like me ever showed up. And I am honored to call her a friend. Welcome, Susan. Also want to welcome Justin Nelson, President and co-founder of the National Gambling Chamber of Commerce. The very first partnership that we developed, I was literally less than 2 weeks on the job, was with Justin. And we went out there, we were so broke, we couldn't even pay attention, much less pay our bills. And Justin Nelson took us in. And we've never forgotten, and we never will. God bless you, brother. Thanks for being here tonight. And then finally, standing in the corner over there, my brother from another mother. We just had an amazing meeting in New York City with a variety of mayors, Mayor de Blasio, Mayor Bloomberg, national leaders like Reverend Al Sharpton, Mark Morial from the Urban League, and Ron Busby just did an amazing job of representing our collective community. Please help me welcome my dear friend, Mr. Ron Busby, President and CEO of the U.S. Hey y'all, thanks for being here tonight. As well as for the continued partnership on the Training Institute. I want to make sure that we all understand this is not the USHCC Chamber Training Institute. This is our Chamber Training Institute. It doesn't matter where it started. Today, it belongs to every one of us. We are one family here, and everybody's welcome. I've always said that our fight for entrepreneurial opportunity extends to every culture and demographic in America. So it is truly inspiring to have colleagues who advocate for different communities coming together to support our mutual cause of economic diversity and inclusion. Finally, I want to thank our friends at Wells Fargo for continuing to sponsor the Chamber Training Institute. That's probably a Wells Fargo guy right there. Just people anyway. Honestly, few organizations have shown the leadership and the dedication to America's small business community. This bank has led the way in small business loans and a variety of other services, not the least of which is the 100% funding of the Chamber Training Institute. Please help me thank our What you may not know is very recently, Wells generously offered relief for the people of Puerto Rico. And the USHCC Foundation is doing our part to help our fellow Americans in Puerto Rico. We have a goal of raising $100,000. And so, if you want to help us do that and help your fellow Americans in Puerto Rico, I will say it till I'm blue in the face. There are more Americans in Puerto Rico than there are in Maine, than there are in Alabama, than there are in Arkansas, than there are in North Dakota, than there are in South Dakota. There are more Americans in Puerto Rico than there are in 19 American states. Those are our people. They may not look like some of us, but they're just as American as we are. Please don't forget Puerto Rico. We are truly proud of our partnership. We are truly part of our partnership with Wells. And I always enjoy meeting members of their corporate team. So thank you again, Sal. Thank you, Nathan, and the rest of the Wells Fargo family. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no other bank like this one. They have been partners of this community for time immemorial, long before I was here. We love all of our partners, every one of them. Which reminds me, we're Nissan. Thank you for what you do for the local community to start with, and thank you for what you do for us on the national level. Nissan is a new partner of the USHCC, but a time-honored partner of the chambers here in Tennessee. God bless you. So, let me thank our partners who make all of this happen. It is great to have all of you here to support our Chamber Training Institute. This is one of our key programs for the USHCC Foundation. And it is a way for us to provide resources to the leaders doing outstanding work in our local chambers. What they learn here improves the prospects for local entrepreneurs to succeed in their local communities all over, literally all over this nation. In fact, as we speak, we are right in the middle of a CTI training. It's a 3-day course on grant writing. And our chamber leaders have had the opportunity to put into practice what they've learned. In fact, I saw a couple of them out hustling in the hallway, busily putting the presentation together. And they're going to compete for a grant of $2,500 on November the 3rd. So best of luck to all of you. This training and this grant will help our chamber leaders be more effective back in their local communities. And speaking of local communities, I have to say that it's been too long since I've been back in Nashville. But this is an outstanding time to be a business owner in this community. Nashville's economic growth is phenomenal, and the unemployment rate keeps falling. More people are moving here because companies are relocating to the region and creating good and high-paying American jobs. So it seems fitting to me that we would hold our chamber training right here and right now. This program trains local chamber leaders, nonprofits, and local associations help future entrepreneurs thrive in every business environment, whether they are women, whether they are men, Asian, African American, gay, lesbian, veterans, and the list goes on. We are open for business, and everybody is welcome here. And as I look over this crowd, I see the power of diversity and inclusion and the leadership that you each represent. You are the heroes of the American economy. I love these events because I'm surrounded by people, well, because they get me out of Washington, D.C., honestly. But above and beyond that, I love these events because I'm surrounded by people who are dedicated to improving our companies, our communities, and our country. It is a privilege to advocate on behalf of 4.2 million Hispanic-owned businesses in this country that collectively contribute over $668 billion to our American economy. And while we advocate on behalf of men and women who happen to be of Hispanic descent, we never forget that we are first and foremost American businesses. And every tax bill we pay, every job we create, every product we manufacture, and every service we provide goes to benefit our American economy. By advocating on behalf of our business communities, we are fighting for economic opportunity for all Americans. And that is precisely why and where we find this common cause. Everyone, every one of us, from the USHCC Foundation, USPAC, USBC, and NGLCC, we are all dedicated to growing business opportunities for all of our members. Because we know that when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. Thank you for being here. It is a pleasure to be with you tonight. God bless you. I want to, if you would allow me, I'd like to have you help me welcome to the stage Mr. Nathan Crossett, the Regional Banking Manager and Assistant Vice President of Wells Fargo.